Hello everyone and welcome to Season 2, Episode 1 of VinTalks by Vinyas. The theme for this year is Concept to Products. And on this episode, we have with us an innovative philanthropist from the city of Bangalore who's going to talk to us about his immense work in the field of healthcare. Before we get into talking to him, let's have a brief introduction about him. Dr. Shyam Vasudeva Rao is a highly accomplished entrepreneur, inventor, and leader in the healthcare and technology sector. He is the founder and director of For Us Health Private Limited, a company that focuses on developing innovative healthcare solutions. Additionally, he serves as the technical director at Maastricht University as Faculty of Health, Medicine and Life Sciences in Netherlands. Dr. Rao is also the co-founder and director of renal Health Systems, a company dedicated to providing comprehensive kidney care solutions. Under his guidance, Renalix developed the first indigenous, smart and connected hemodialysis machine, and his ventures include e-health enablers, RX Digi Health platform, and other digital health initiatives based in Bangalore. As the chief mentor at the Center for Innovation in Medical Electronics at BMS Engineering College, Dr. Rao played a pivotal role in fostering innovation and growth in the medical electronics field. He is also a co-chair of the FICCI Medical Device Forum and an executive board member of ASSOCHAM Healthcare. Dr. Rao completed his engineering and masters in electronics from SJCE Mysore, as well as completed his research in high-performance computing from the Indian Institute of Sciences, Bangalore. His impressive career has seen his work with various renowned companies in different key roles. He served as a team lead at CG Smith, as general manager at Ericsson, a senior product manager at Tata Consultancy Services, and as a director of technology at Philips Medical Systems. During his time at Ericsson, Dr. Rao was responsible for building an R&D team of more than 100 engineers for new product development activities at Bangalore, and later served in their head office in Stockholm, Sweden, as a strategic product manager for over 2 years. Later, Dr. Rao established the Innovation Framework for Consumer Electronics and Medical Systems Division at the Philips Innovation Campus in Bangalore, which significantly helped the company to grow their patent portfolio and foster collaboration with academic institutions. His first innovation, the Knox card, was a hardware antivirus solution co-invented in 1989. This led to the establishment of Knoxware, one of the pioneers in providing generic computer virus protection. Dr. Rao's contributions have been recognized through numerous awards, including a gold medal and the Professor Batke's Best Thesis Award for his work at IISc. His innovative eye screening device, Trinetra, has won several prestigious awards such as the DST Lockheed Martin Gold Medal, Pirimal Award, Sankalp Award, CNBC TV 18 Award, Samsung Innovative Quotient Award, NASCOM Innovation Award, and the Anjali Mashelkar Award for 2011. Besides, in 2016, Dr. Rao was awarded the IoT Indian Congress IoT Thought Leader Award, and in 2017, his innovative product won the Marico Innovation Award at Forest New. With over 40 technical papers published and more than 25 international patents, including 5 US patent grants, Dr. Shyam Vasudeva Rao continues to make significant strides in the healthcare and technology sector. Welcome to the podcast, and thank you so much for joining us today, Dr. Shyam. I think it would be such a pleasure talking to you today about so many different things to do with antiviruses as well as something to do in our healthcare segment.
Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Yeah, it's a very interesting journey which I've gone through in the last 30 years, 30 plus years I would say. Basically I'm an engineer, I'm an electronics and telecom grad, and then I did my master's PhD at IISc. Throughout it has been, my focus has been in seeing how we can do something in India. And 30 years ago, we were trying to see what we can do, and I used to work as a lecturer in a college nearby. In Mysore, there's JC. And during that time, while everybody was interested in their day-to-day work, doing lectures or conducting labs, I wanted to do something more, and I used to go to the industry nearby, like Falcon Tires, Vikrant Tires, and then Chamundi Textiles, and so many of these places, MMC, all those companies. And I tried to see, what we can do to improvise the existing systems. And those days, microprocessors was very new. And that was a talk of the town. And we would try to apply microprocessor to almost everything. So we tried to convert semi-automatic machines to fully automatic, or manually operated machine to automated machines, that sort of a thing. And during that time, computers were very new. Those days, we had only these big IBM machines and all that. And all of a sudden we saw that there is a big change because of these microprocessors and all that. There were computers like, we had something called as PCs. And the PC, AT, XT, these sort of things which came in. And one day somebody, one of my friends, he said, hey, there is something called as virus, which has come into the computers. And I couldn't understand what it is. So this is going to destroy the entire machine, it seems, the storage, everything, it's going to corrupt. And that was the first time we heard about something called virus. That was I think in 89. And we said, yeah, well then let us see how to solve the problem. And those days I was like the rustic assembly language programmer. So I used to do a lot of work with the process control industry and all that, as I was telling you. So I said, yeah, let me go through the code and see, how the virus has got in and all that. And try to find some bugs where we can fix it. And that's how, this antivirus activity started. So within 2 days, I could come up with a hardware and also a firmware which could trap these viruses. So that was really something. And it was actually first of its kind in the world. So then this solution, my friend who had come, who is more of a systems programmer, and he used to write very good user interfaces and all that. He made the remaining part, installation, all that for this software. And we had a card called as Knox card. It was like Fort Knox, And that is the first product which we did. And it was, those days, we didn't even know what is a startup, we didn't know innovation, patenting, nothing. So we just for the fun of, joy of engineering, you can say, we made this product. And that was a big turning point for me in my life. And slowly, after 6 months, we made these cards, we started selling it, we had a lot of one. By the time I had moved from Mysore to Bangalore, and for some reason, I had family problems, so I had to go, and I was in Bangalore at that time, and this product became very, very popular.
Okay.
There were one or two companies making some software solutions, but that could only catch by signature. Okay. So once a virus is infected, and then the computer is infected, then based on the signature, this will search and try to solve.
Okay.
But ours was a generic one. So that way it could, even future viruses it could catch. That sort of a thing.
Okay.
So that way we are very unique and very good product. But then somebody in Bangalore tried to copy this product.
Okay.
That's when, I started to realize that, things, if they are very easy, then it's very difficult to protect it. Because those days, of course, patenting and all was not known fact at all. Because there was patenting, but we didn't have, we are not so big to understand all that. And then I came up with a solution which cannot be copied.
Okay.
And that was a very nice way of doing things, and with that we not only protected the device getting copied, but also it could be used like an encryption mechanism.
Okay.
And all that. So for the future, this became a part of compression and all those algorithms. So that way it's a lot of technologies we could develop. So that's how I got into the business of antivirus.
For computers and not humans.
And then that thought, we in IAC, we tested this out, and we saw, we did some mistakes, and we burnt up one of the motherboards. So then I tried to debug that board, and in the process learned a little more of this embedded systems, and so it was real fun, And post that, I did not. We saw that for these sort of devices, one is you need really some electronics which is very compact and all that, because the form factors change very quickly. From desktop, these became laptops.
Yes.
And in my case, we had to put in a card.
Yeah.
So you can't open a laptop and put a card there. It's possible, but that needs a very specialist one. The cost of the connector itself used to be, 50 times the cost of the entire components on it. So it was all gold plated and all that. So it was economically not feasible.
Okay.
So that's when my company Knoxware also started to make software solutions and all that, and that became a sort of a Me Too sort of a thing. But I got into telecom companies. Like I started to work for multinationals.
Okay.
So I worked for Harris Communications, setting up their the offshore development center in Bangalore, and then I moved to Ericsson, and I was a center head for Ericsson in India. So the first R&D center for Ericsson was, we had the opportunity to start that, So that way, that was another good opportunity for me to learn. And from there, I moved to Sweden, and I was working as a product head for a range of products. And there, I learned a little bit of business development and all that. So that way, it has totally moved to MNCs.
Okay.
And then in 2001, 2010, I got back. No, 2001, I think, in millennia. That time I got back to India and joined Philips as a technology head for Philips Innovation Campus. So that was another learning, and that's when I got into a little bit of healthcare.
Okay.
So this is a lot of learnings from antivirus solution to healthcare and almost 20 years journey.
So you just spoke about a long journey of yours in working with multinational companies, right from something in telecom to, getting into Philips, where you were taking care of a lot of healthcare products for them.
Right.
How did your journey of entrepreneurship in the healthcare segment start for you?
Yeah, healthcare has been a very interesting topic, and I've always been thinking about it. There were two incidents which really, made me look into this very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
One is, of course, we think that, doctors are the ones, who are to take care of healthcare. But then they will be the ones, of course, to deliver that in the front end. But to enable them, we need a lot of technology. And we as technologists, we also have equal responsibility to see how we can do something.
Yes.
One of the things is, we come from a very humble family. My father was an accounts officer in a small little camp. Mm-hmm. It's a gold mine in North Karnataka. Mm-hmm. And he used to be, there were 400 houses there. And he used to work there. And at the age of 53, he just got he is always very fit and all that. But he got a heart attack. Okay. And then he was admitted to the local hospital. That's a camp. The gold mines itself have their own hospital.
Okay.
And the pity is, the doctor comes from a district hospital.
Okay.
Once in a month, the cardiologist.
Okay.
So you can imagine. And they had to wait for him. And in the meanwhile, what happened is that he got a second attack. Okay. And it was fatal.
Okay.
So, while you see in Bangalore, I used to be in Bangalore, and here, we had a whole lot of facilities and all that. But a simple little thing, like if I go to a cardiologist here, he says, yeah, it's quite far off, all that, local cardiologist will go, they'll have to do that. But I used to think that, can we not send the ECG? Take a ECG there, and if that ECG can be sent to them, the doctor here, can he not look at it and give a suggestion what has to be done?
Yes.
So these sort of simple things, which we could do with the 3 C's, I would say. Okay. One is computation, the other one is communication, and the third thing is collaboration.
Yes.
So the 3 C's of technology, if we could put that together, we could probably, we could have avoided people like my father, several of them who are dying because of this simple lack of technology or lack of enabler.
Yes.
And that was something which was at the back of my mind. The other thing is, I had a distant relative of mine who had 5 kids.
Okay.
And the last one was just around a year old. And this man, he was working for telecom.
Okay.
One of the Bangalore Telecom. Those days, I think it was called Bangalore Telecom or something like that. And this person, all of a sudden, one day, he started to report that he is having some gasping, some back pain and all that. And by the time they took him to the doctor, they said that, this guy's kidneys have failed and there is no way you can recover.
Okay.
In fact, those days that the doctors were also so busy, then this was on Double Road, the doctor's nursing home, and said, the only thing is, you have to just pray.
Okay.
That he doesn't get to the back of this Double Road. That is the crematorium. There.
Okay.
It was very bad way of telling, but that was a fact.
Okay.
So those days, people would go all the way from Bangalore to Chennai to get dialysis.
Okay.
So these were some things which was always at the back of my mind that why can't we do this? Why these things are available? Maybe in the developed world, they have all this. Yes. In India, we have all the intelligence. And, for example, myself, I did my research in the area of high performance computing, AI and all that those days.
Yes.
And I worked in telecom industry, the best of the best, Ericsson.
Yes.
And we knew everything, how to do it. But we were not doing it. So that's what, triggered. And I said, no, let us do something for us, for me and my community. Forget about, these multinational companies. We are working for that, and whatever we do, it's all for the developed world. So we want to do something for us. And that's when I left this fancy job, what I had in multinationals, and started my own company.
Wow, your journey has been in a completely different segment. You started off with antiviruses for computers, telecommunication, and then into healthcare. And I would like commend that, always the main aim for you was to find a solution for every problem, be it whenever you were, say, in a computing segment and now in healthcare.
Right.
And seeing personal losses in front of you, you really wanted to find a solution there as well. I know you're into a lot of renal care and renal health and everything to do with renal health. If you could talk us through your journey on where you are with the company that you have founded now, Renalx, which is into providing services as well as products in renal care. And I know there's more to just where you are today. You manufacture and design dialysis machines, but this wasn't a journey that started yesterday. There was a lot of precursor and there was a lot of study before you went into what you're doing today.
Yeah, that's so taking the lead from what I was telling, that we started this for us, health for us.
Yes.
And the whole idea was to see how we can basically make healthcare more affordable, accessible with appropriate technology.
Okay.
So these 3 A's, is what, even the WHO says, managing the mismatch in healthcare system.
Yes.
So with these A's, 3 A's or 4 A's, there is a affordability, accessibility, availability and appropriateness.
Okay.
So what we see is India, it's the resources, we have a lot of, the population is very large, and then we have a lot of problems with non-communicable diseases now, NCDs as we say.
Okay.
And in this non-communicable diseases, the diabetes is the most dangerous one, I would say.
Yes.
Because this leads to all the other diseases, like, it has diabetic people, they are at a risk of developing problems with their eye, which we call it as retinopathy, and overnight they can lose their eyesight.
Okay.
Then there is a problem of kidney, which is called nephropathy, and they can lose the kidney till the kidney has failed, got to the end stage. There is no way, we can actually detect it. Nobody tried to detect it, maybe. So these are all asymptomatic problems. That is the diabetic nephropathy, and then, there is the vascular system also gets blocked and all that. That could result in neuropathy, peripheral angiopathy, all these sort of things. And of course, if it is further neglected, it can, the vessels, we call it a small vessel problem.
Okay.
All these vascular system starts, getting clogged and congested, and finally, it gets into the heart, and that's the big vessel. Heart is the big vessel, and it becomes cardiopathy. So, if a simple diabetes can be managed, then you can manage the comorbidity of it, which is really deadly.
Yes.
So, with that in mind, we started working on diabetic related complications. And one of the big complications is the eye problem, because retinopathy is something which starts quite early. So the vasculature in the eye, starts getting blocked and ruptured. So there is a lot of debris, put into the vitreous inside the eye. And if it is left for a few hours like that, then the whole retina can get ruptured, it can get torn, and that's what they say, the retina tear or whatever. So that sort of, that can become, the person can become blind now. And for them, within another 24 hours or something, they'll have to do some laser treatment to recover their sight.
Okay.
So this is very common actually. But the problem is, how do we detect it? Because till the retina is swollen and then the vasculature, they fall in front of the macula. That is the point where that is the sensor for our eye.
Yes.
We don't get to know.
Okay.
So it looks very asymptomatic. And the problem with this diabetes is that it makes a lot of things are asymptomatic. Kidney, for example, till it fails, till it gets to the end stage, the person will not come to know.
Okay.
So that way, these asymptomatic things to detect is a very, very tricky situation. And that is where, we need some instruments, some camera, and some techniques to do this. So that is how, we started to make a camera for imaging the back of the eye, that is the retina. And once we do that, we said, okay, the same camera can be used also to image the front of the eye so that, even cataract can be screened or, other corneal infections and all that can be detected.
Okay.
So that way we said, okay, we'll put that also together. And then the same camera can also be used to do refractive errors, because that is something which is very common. Cataract, refractive errors, these are the main things, main problems. So we made all these three in one and called it Trinetra. So that was a very, good innovation. And there is the first of its kind in the world. Even today, there is no company making such a device.
Product. Yeah.
And this product, we were in a position to get all the regulatory certifications and all that and sell it into several countries. Today, we have more than 50 plus countries where we are selling this product.
Okay.
And there are some things like, for example, the entire Andhra Pradesh, all the PHCs, have our cameras.
Okay.
And through tele-ophthalmology, we are in a position to send these images to the wherever the specialists are, and they can actually, through their mobile phone, report.
Yeah.
So that way, it makes it, we are in a position to balance the mismatch. And while that is something we are doing, we also said, okay, now, is there something which we can do for babies, which are born, premature babies?
Okay.
Because diabetic retina and all that is normally, for people who are above 40, 50 years or 60 years, something like that. But these babies, there are so many babies getting blind because of a problem called as retinopathy of prematurity.
Okay.
These are prematurely born babies. They will have some problems with the heart and then the eye also.
Yes.
And the eye problem is something which actually gives a maximum 6 weeks time for to be corrected. Okay. If you can correct it within that time, then the baby becomes normal. And they get a eyesight, which is something. At that age, if you are recovering the sight for a baby, then it's for the rest of the life, it is a big boon for it, and otherwise it's such a big disadvantage.
Yes.
So that is the thing which, so we had to now look into a little outside the diabetic space and said, okay, let us do a camera for these premature babies.
Okay.
Because there the resources are very, very few.
Okay.
For the whole of the country, we have around 200 pediatric ophthalmologists who can actually look at the retina, back of the eye for the babies, premature babies, and say that, this has a problem or no problem.
Okay.
So that was something which we embarked on. And we developed a product for that. And here we had to compete with just one company, which was making this device. It's a Palo Alto company called Clarity Medical Systems, and they are having a camera. They are the only ones having a monopoly for more than 20 years in the world. And it used to cost more than 1 crore of rupees.
Okay.
So $160,000. And we said, okay, let's do one for our country and all that. At 1/10 the cost, we made a device, which is much more portable and all that.
Yes.
And now we train technicians who can actually do the imaging. And these guys on a bike, they take this device.
Okay.
And then they go to the neonatal center where the baby is born, and within the first 3 days, they are in a position to reach there and do the screening and the imaging. And online, the doctor on the back end, in Narayana Netralaya, we have this one, and they are the ones who are running the services.
Okay.
So they will be they are in a position to see that and immediately report.
Okay.
So that way we are in a position to save more than, around 2 lakh babies getting blind. In this country. So that way it's a very good enabling technology and at an affordable cost. So while we are working on this, there is another thing which was always at the back of my mind, that is the kidney problem.
Yes.
So that's how started another company called Renal, where we do not just kidney dialysis, but we also look at early detection of this chronic kidney disease.
Okay.
And this is something which not only the people who are diabetic, also those who are hypertensive, both are at equal risk of getting chronic kidney disease.
Okay.
1 out of 5 will get this CKD.
Okay.
As we say, chronic kidney disease. And this chronic kidney disease progresses very slowly.
Okay.
If in the normal course. But if somebody is unlucky, maybe, they are not keeping up their proper diet, it may go very fast also. So this chronic kidney disease from stage 1 to 4 is early stage. And the 5th stage is what we call end stage.
Okay.
That is when, the kidney function would have come down to less than 15%. Okay. And then the only solution for them is either go for a transplant or go for a dialysis.
Okay.
So the feasible solution, if you see, is dialysis. So that is the thing. So what we do at Renalex is that we do early detection of kidney problem, CKD, even at stage 1 itself it can be detected.
Okay.
And with a very simple urine test.
Okay.
And mobile phone camera, with that, it's any mobile phone you can take and read the strips, the change in color, and this will detect the problem.
Okay.
And for those who have problem, we have an app, companion app, we say, which will help them to manage the disease. So it says what are the do's, don'ts, when they have to go for the next checkup. All the data, will be stored in the cloud. We create a PHR for them, personal health record. So that way, the doctor now can see that in the back end.
Yes.
And only when there is these cases which are beyond, whose parameters are off, for them, they'll get an alert. So they will be in a position to call them and say, okay, what's happening, help them out. To do the preventive care. And the unlucky ones who ended up in the end stage, we have a very smart connected dialysis machine. Okay. And that's again first of its kind.
Yes.
There are very few dialysis machine manufacturers or in the world. There are 2 Japanese and 2 Germans and maybe 1 US and couple of now new generation ones coming up here and there with a different concept. That's a home dialysis. So we are very happy that in India we could develop the technology as per international standard.
Yes.
There's the same regulatory body which actually audits and certifies. The big German company Fresenius and Braun, the same people, they have also audited and certified our products. Yes. And we have a CE certification, all that for this device. So that way this device is different in the sense that it is, one, it has connectivity, so it can be connected to the cloud. And we have a nephrology information system on the cloud, which will actually collect all this data And with that, we are in a position to do personalized medicine. Like we can create a personalized profile for each patient. And we can also, the doctor can actually look at the records once in a month and see how the patient is progressing. And in case of emergency, the system itself will trigger so that the doctor will get a message and notification, the nephrologist, and they can actually intervene.
Wow.
On the other end, the patient side, the machine is smart that it monitors the patients while dialysis is happening.
Okay.
So if there is a problem, if they get arrhythmia, or if they get palpitations, or if they get stress and cramps and all that, this will detect automatically.
Okay.
And it will first put the patient in the safe mode by stopping the dialysis.
Okay.
And it will send a message to the nephrologist who has referred them.
Okay.
So that way, we have a whole system which is making a remote monitoring and also increase the safety for the patients. In the meanwhile, it will allow the machines to be put in Tier 1, Tier 2, and also in the rural areas.
Okay.
It is a necessity. It is the clear problem definition.
Okay.
And to solve that, you come up with alternate techniques.
If I have a concept and I want to bring it out into the market, what is it that I have to do?
The resource constraints are the ones, which will actually trigger a lot of innovations.
How is it that you managed to create the sense of affordability for when there is innovation technology that comes into healthcare?
The third important aspect is how you can make the equipment, which is basically in hospital, to get to rural area, PHCs, and also homes.
Yes.
Home healthcare is a huge opportunity.
Yes.
So right from the baby when it is born till its death, we need to take care of it.
Yes. I think you're a true innovative philanthropist is the term that I would want to give you.